Isn't it so common that it really bothers us? Like this little fat excess or skin excess, we don't really know what it is, but it really bothers you. Well, today we're going to discuss on how to get rid of your fat and skin excesses. Hi, I am Dr. Lina Triana, and I'm here today with you to show you how we can get rid of our fat and skin excess. Every time I see a baby, a really fat and chubby baby, I see, oh my God, poor baby. And people tell me, why? No, a chubby baby is a healthy baby. That's not true. Because there are only 2 times in your life where fat cells will reproduce, will multiply. The first one is during your first year of life, and the second one will be during adolescence, when you have the high peak, when you really grow fast. Only in those 2 moments, you are multiplying your fat cells. Through all the rest of your life, the fat cells can get bigger, but they will not multiply. So that's why it's so important that you don't have chubby babies and that you're not fat, or better slim, during your adolescence years. The second cause of having excess fat and skin is genetics. You know, some people, sometimes I see girls in my office that are really fit, really slim, and they have this annoying fat on the back part of their waist. They just cannot get rid of it. And for that's the liposuction, of course. Another reason why we can get excess fat and excess skin is because we simply don't eat well and don't exercise. Having an unhealthy lifestyle will make you have fat deposits. If you don't eat well, you will have hyperglycemic peaks in your blood. And that is not good. Your blood sugar should be as stable as you can. Every time you have a hyperglycemic peak, you're having more inflammation in your body. And the more inflammation you have means that you have a higher risk of having a metabolic syndrome. And what does that mean? That means that you will be more prone to get more fat in between your intestines, to have intra-abdominal fat. Plus the inflammation will make your intestines get bigger, meaning you'll have more tummy. So having a good lifestyle really influences how you will look in the future. Remember, being healthy begins today. How you look today will really impact your future. So again, if you don't exercise, you eat too much, of course you will get fat deposit. Plus, if you have a lot of high peaks of sugar or hyperglycemic peaks in your blood during your lifetime, during your day, you'll have more inflammation that will favor the intra-abdominal fat and will favor big intestines that will push everything out and will make you have a tummy. And of course, having a baby will also help in you having a big tummy and having fat deposits. Another reason of why we can get fat excess and skin excess will be, of course, pregnancies. When we get pregnant, many women just abuse because we're pregnant and we eat a lot. And after we eat a lot, the baby gets out and then we have to get slim again. And getting fat and getting slim and getting fat and getting slim will make you more prone for having excess skin. And of course, when you have the baby and the baby gets out, the muscles of your tummy will get loose, will get flaccid. And that's not good because you will be more prone to have a bigger tummy afterwards. So having a baby, make sure that you exercise and that you eat well so that you can heal all the pregnancy and all the processes that happen during that pregnancy and after the baby is born, so that you keep on a healthy, not excess skin, not excess fat body. And where can you have those excess of fat? There are areas such as, for example, the abdomen, the back, the arms, the inner thighs, the outer thighs, the knees, the double chin, and of course, the lower part and back part of your waist. We can work in all of these areas, not only to get rid of the fat, but give you more definition. Remember, liposuction has evolved, and today is not just taking the fat out. Today is giving definition, making shadows that simulate the shadows that your own muscles gave, and that will give you more definition. That way you can cheat, so you don't go to the gym and you still will look defined. And when we don't only have excess fat, but also a little bit of skin, then we can help ourselves with other technologies such as Jake Plasma. Jake Plasma is a machine that will help us tight the skin. So we can, when there is a lot of fat, we go with liposuction. When there is fat and a little bit of loose skin, we will go with liposuction plus Jake Plasma. Then if you have too much skin, then we will have to cut. And we will talk a little bit about that in a moment. But if you only have just a small fat deposit, why not go with a non-surgical option like the cool shaping, where we are freezing the fat? That's an option, but if you have a lot of skin, that will not be the case. Or if you want to really mold all the body, that will not be the case. Remember, the non-surgical, the cool shaping, is very good for fat deposits, located fat deposits. And when there is not only excess fat and excess skin, but loose muscle, guess what? We will have to do muscle plication, meaning suturing the muscle. And that implies doing a tummy tuck. What does that mean? Usually, many times the patient comes to my office and we look at the patient in front of the mirror. When I'm looking in front of the mirror with the patient sideways, I always touch vertical to see how much excess fat is present and horizontal to see how much skin is present. Then, many times I go ahead and isolate the fat excess and show them on the mirror. You look, if I only do liposuction, you will still have a tummy. How come, doctor? Yes, look, the tummy is not because of fat. Your tummy is because loose muscles of your abdomen. And that will not go out with just a lipo. I can do all the lipo I want, but you'll still have a tummy. No, yes. That's a very common cause in men. Usually men, because they don't eat well, they don't exercise, they get a metabolic syndrome, they get more intra-abdominal fat, their intestines get inflamed, so they get bigger, and then the muscle is loose, and then they come to my office and I examine and they think that the lipo will resolve it. They tell me, go ahead, do the lipo and the definition so that I look like I had abs. And then I tell, you have is intra-abdominal fat, you have a loose muscle, and only lipo will not be good for you. If you have excess or looseness in your abdominal muscles, you have to go with a tummy tuck. And if we have excess in the muscles, we will suture them, but guess what? Many times we will have excess skin too. And when we have too much excess skin, we have to cut. And when we cut, we leave a scar. So how big is my scar is the question. Every patient is different. For example, if I have a lot of looseness above the umbilicus, that means that maybe I will need a bigger scar. But if I only have looseness below the umbilicus, that means maybe I can have a mini tummy tuck. So it will depend on where the looseness of my muscles is located and how much skin I have there to cut to decide how big my scar will be. So if you touch yourself and you see, oh my God, I don't know if this is excess skin, excess fat, I just want to get rid of this, go ahead and contact us. www.drlinatriana.com and ask for a virtual appointment. Then we can discuss what will be the best option for you. Remember, come to Cali, Colombia to do the procedure, follow us in our social media, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.